Hey, welcome to News with Pine.
I'm Ash,
And I'm Jay.
and today we're going to be talking about the US's new travel restrictions for India.
So first, let's talk about what's happening in India. I mean, we can make an entire video just of the circumstances leading up to this point, so we'll keep it brief. Right now, India is experiencing a massive new wave of COVID-19 cases. Just since April 30th, they've seen over 400,000 new cases per day. This means that the hospitals are currently overwhelmed and don't have enough beds and don't have enough oxygen. And so, because of this, many officials believe that there's a new variant that's emerged in India, as well as there being the current variants from UK and from South Africa there.
So, how are several countries around the world reacting to the situation in India? We've learned that the UK, the United Arab Emirates, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand have all announced a travel ban to India. And on Friday, April the 30th, President Biden also announced that the US will be banning all travel from India. We have a link in our description below that will give you all the details to President Biden's presidential proclamation.
So, who does this ban apply towards? So, first and foremost, please be sure to talk to your immigration lawyer to see what does and doesn't apply to your specific immigration case, especially if you've been laid off recently. Otherwise, the ban essentially says that anyone who's been in India within 14 days of trying to come to the US will be turned away.
So, who is and isn't specifically affected by this travel ban? If you are a US citizen or an immediate family member, so spouses, children, parents, you should be fine to travel to the US. If you are a permanent resident or an immediate family member, you should be fine to travel to the US. So, green card holders, for example, you should be okay. And if you are a government official, you should be okay to travel to the US. Also, if you are a member of the army and any of your immediate family members, you should all be okay to travel to the US. Otherwise, everyone else will be turned away, even including temporary visa holders like people who are on a B visa or an H visa, like an H1B or a B1 visa, will all be turned away.
Okay, so what can you do now? Like I mentioned earlier, please be sure to talk to your immigration lawyer, especially if you have any current or future India travel plans or you're currently in India. And lastly, please donate to any causes that are providing aid to India right now. We're going to list a couple different options in the description below.
All right, we're going to end with some lightning questions. Just some popular questions that we've seen floating around that we thought we could give you guys some answers to. So Jay, can you tell us, is there an end date to the travel ban?
So right now, the proclamation doesn't specify an end date. Instead, the president reserves the right to lift the ban if and when he sees that the situation has improved in India. And he'll be receiving briefings on the situation once every month.
All right. When does the ban go into effect?
So the ban officially goes into effect on Tuesday, May 4th. And if you have any travel planned for that day or up to that day, as long as you're on that flight, you should still be able to come into the US.
Okay. And if someone does have to travel to the US, do they have to take a COVID test?
So this is a good question, and the answer applies to people who are coming from any flight into the US, not just from India. So basically, in order to get into the US, you need to have a negative COVID-19 test taken within 3 days of boarding your flight. We'll have the full description of the CDC Guidelines in the link below.
That's everything we had for you guys today. We're going to continue monitoring the situation in India and bring you guys more news as and when we learn more about the situation.
Yeah, so to keep up with the news that we're going to share, be sure to follow us on our social media accounts. And we also have a website, withpine.co, where we talk about the latest in immigration as well as share different immigrant resources.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone stay healthy and stay safe.